How you doing? I'm Big D. Welcome to the show. Only 2 days away from Christmas. I hope you're getting excited. Santa's coming and all. We're going to talk about silver today and what has been going on. Silver has broken an all-time high again. 70, when I came on just before, $71.47. That's quite a bit in the last couple days since we talked. Now let's get right into the show. Have you ever felt like something big is about to happen? Like the world is on the brink of a massive financial shift? Are you just waiting for the first domino to fall? Well, what if I told you that domino might be of pure silver? We're on the cusp of what could be the most significant wealth transfer in modern day history. And the clues have been hiding in plain sight. Forget what the mainstream news is telling you. Excuse me. Today we're diving deep into the hidden truths of silver market, piercing together insights from some of the most brilliant and controversial minds in the type of thing we're talking about today. And we're talking about deep state financial theories coming from places like BICSWARES, the legendary Road to Ruta theory, the on the ground market analysts from Silver Dragon, and hard money principles of Peter Schiff. By the end of this video, you won't look at that silver coin or bar the same way again. This isn't just about investing. It's about understanding the future of money itself. Let's start with a big explosion or explosive idea from BICSWARE and the Road to Ruta theory. For those who aren't familiar, this isn't your typical market analysis. This theory suggests that there has been a long-term coordinated effort by a hidden group, often called the good guys, to systematically dismantle the corrupt paper-based financial system from within. And their weapon of choice is silver. The theory that the manipulation and suppression of the silver price isn't just random market noise. It's a deliberate strategy. By keeping the price artificially low for decades, it has allowed this group and savvy individuals to accumulate physical silver at bargain basement prices. But why? Because when the current debt-based system finally implodes under its own weight, and many believe that day is fast approaching, as you can see with today's increase in price of silver. Now, real physical assets will be the only thing left standing. Silver, being both an industrial and monetary metal, is at the top of the list. It's also military. Now, the rut in the theory refers to computer programs supposedly designed to expose the corruption. The core message is that the end of the manipulation will trigger a revaluation event where silver doesn't just go up in price. It rockets to its true, unsuppressed value. A value that could be hundreds of, not thousands of dollars per ounce. It sounds like a movie plot, but when you look at the evidence, the blatant paper market manipulation, the COMEX, and the Shanghais, and the desperate attempt coming out of the LBMA, keep a lid on the price. You start wondering if there's more than this to the story than meets the eye. BICSWARE has been shouting this from the rooftops for years, connecting the dots between seemingly unrelated events and pointing silver as the key to unlocking the whole puzzle. Now let's bring this back down to earth and look at what's happening right now. On the ground, there were channels like Silver Dragon, providing incredible value They don't just talk theory, they show you the proof. And that's a lot of what I bring here. I research all of these silver gurus, so to speak, and I come up with a script. And some people aren't happy that I have to use a tablet of some sort. I use my iPad. I want to make sure I give you all of the evidence, or at least the information that I have. There's no guarantee on what I say is true, but I trust where I get my information from. And I think we're seeing it now, because I've been talking about this, not just with you guys, because this is a channel that I've only had for a short period of time. But I've been talking about this on other channels. Rumble. I had a channel on YouTube many years ago. This is real. When I first started, about 6 years ago on YouTube, silver was about $15 an ounce. And I kept talking about where it's going to go. And what the speculation was, a probability of thousands of dollars. I never said it was going to. But guess what? I'm getting a feeling, I'm getting a little itch that this could be true. Now, they go into coin shops, talk to dealers, track the real-time supply, and demand dynamics that the mainstream financial media, or lamestream media, completely ignores. And what are their findings? Premiums. The premium is the amount you pay over the top of the spot price of silver, gold, whatever it is. And it's the truest indicator of physical demand. For years, we've seen a massive disconnect. The spot price, which is set by the paper markets, might be low, but good luck trying to buy physical silver at that price. Premiums on popular coins and bars have been sky high, sometimes 30, 40, or even 50% over spot. If you've tried to buy at maybe a local pawn shop, they are nuts. We have a local pawn shop that's called Pawn King, and I've called and they've only had a few ounces. They're about $10 to $15 at least minimum over spot price. So what does that tell you? It tells you that there's a frantic global scramble for physical metal, while Wall Street is busy trading paper, U.S. silver for real people are, and even central banks are buying up every physical ounce that they can find or they can get their hands on. Silver Dragon does a fantastic job of highlighting this supply squeeze. We see reports of major hints that these different mints around the world, like the U.S. Mint or the Royal Canadian Mint, unable to keep up their demand, halting production, or rationing the sales. We see the registered inventory of the COMEX, the supposed stockpile backing all those paper contracts, dwindling to dangerously low levels. This isn't a theory. It's a verifiable fact. You can look at on your own. That's what I say. Do your own research, but take what I'm giving you as a guide. Now, the physical market is screaming that a shortage is here, while the paper market is trying to lull everyone to sleep. This divergence can't last forever. At some point, physical reality will overwhelm the paper fantasy. And when that happens, the price will have to adjust violently. This brings us to the bedrock principles of sound money, championed by none other than Peter Schiff. While Schiff is more famously known as a gold bug, his argument apply with equal, if not greater force to silver. Schiff's core message is simple. You cannot print your way to prosperity. That's what our government's doing right now. The relentless money printing by central banks around the world, especially the Federal Reserve, is destroying the value of the fiat currency like the US dollar. Every new dollar created devalues the ones you've worked so hard to save. It's an invisible tax, a form of theft. Schiff argues that in an environment of runaway inflation and unsustainable government debt, the only true safe havens are physical gold and silver. You don't hold it, then you don't own it. That's where the paper silver is, why I say it's fake. Now, these are real money. Assets that have maintained their value for thousands of years and cannot be created out of thin air by a politician or a central bank that just prints it until they want to stop, which doesn't seem like they want to. They want to crash the US currency, and it seems like this is what's going on around the world. Now, he sees the current system as a house of cards built on a foundation of debt and confidence. Once that confidence evaporates, the whole thing comes crashing down. People will flee from paper assets, stocks, bonds, and currencies. Rush into the safety of hard assets. Silver, often called poor man's gold, is uniquely positioned for that moment. It's more affordable for the average person to accumulate, and its industrial uses create a strong floor for its price. Think about it. Silver is essential for solar panels, electrical vehicles, 5G technology, and countless medical applications. The industrial demand is non-negotiable and growing exponentially. Don't forget the military reasoning for silver. So you have a situation where you have exploding monetary demand, meeting shrinking supply, and increasing industrial consumption. Peter Schiff would call this the perfect storm for a price explosion. He's been warning about the dollar demise for decades, and today his prediction seems more truthful than ever. So how do we tie all this together? Let's paint the picture. You have the Roto-Rooter and Big Squares framework of a controlled demolition of an old financial system with silver as a trigger for a new asset-backed currency. You have Silver Dragon, evidence of a massive physical supply squeeze showing that the run on silver is already happening behind the scenes. I don't think it's behind the scenes any longer, do you? Not when you can look up what's available at the COMEX for delivery. The LBMA, Shanghai. Look at what the price is today, 71.47. That was the high before coming on. Then look at Shanghai. They are about $4 more than the COMEX. So why not buy a bunch of silver at the COMEX and then fly it over to China and sell it to them for $4 more? I think that's what's happening. I think they're depleting the United States COMEX supply, and that's where majority of the paper silver originates. The fake silver in paper form. I hope you don't own that. I'm not telling you go and get your money back. That's not my plan. I'm not a financial guru, and matter of fact, I'm not telling you to do anything. Sell, buy, nothing. Now there's a case for why fiat currencies are doomed and why hard assets like silver are the only logical refuge. It's like 3 different experts looking at the same storm from different angles. One sees the atmospheric pressure dropping, one sees the clouds gathering, and one sees the barometric pressure plunging. They're all describing the same event. A massive pricing of silver is not just possible, but inevitable. Think about the gold and silver ratio. Historically, this ratio has been 15-1. It comes out of the ground at 7-1, meaning it took 15 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. That's how it comes out of the ground. Today, ratios have gone as high as 90-1. This is a historical anomaly. For silver to simply return to its historical average relative to gold, its price would have to be more than quadruple from current levels, even if gold's price stayed the same. But in a world where both metals are revalued against falling or a failing fiat currency, the potential is astronomical. We're not talking about 10 or 20% gain. We're talking about a fundamental shift in value that could change your financial destination and destiny. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about preserving your wealth and protecting your family from the financial chaos that many see on the horizon. It's about trading in paper promises for real, tangible value. The evidence is overwhelming, from the complex theories of financial insiders to the simple reality of empty shelves at your local coin shops. The message is clear. The silver story is reaching its climax. The curtain is about to be pulled back. The curtain is about to be pulled back. I apologize. And those who position themselves beforehand will be beneficial of the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. Do your own research. Look at the data yourself. Ask the hard questions. Don't wait for the mainstream media, lamestream media, to tell you it's time to buy silver. By then, it will be too late. The time to pay attention is now. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of silver. If this opened your eyes and you want to learn more, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe so you can get every day. I usually do a show every day. Sometimes it's an AI. I am trying to stick with mostly myself. But writing these scripts do take a long time, and I do have a full-time job along with a little side thing I got to do too. So I do appreciate your understanding. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell for the notification so you do not miss any video that I have uploaded. So what are your thoughts on the future silver? I would really appreciate you stopping in and writing up a little comment. Let me know in the comment section where you're from. You know, if you're a collector, you're new to this, if you've been doing it for a long period of time. You don't have to tell me how much you've been stacking. It's none of my business. None of it's none of my business, right? But if you'd like to have a little conversation, I do appreciate each and every one of you that do leave comments. But stay safe, keep stacking, and if for some reason I'm not on in the next couple of days, please have a safe holiday. Christmas is a great time to hang out with your family, and I do appreciate when you hang out with me. God bless. Have a great rest of your day.